Hello guys. Today I'm gonna do a little story time real quick. Yeah, we're gonna do a little story time. So yeah. Um, so this is a story time about all the stuff that's happened at my work, right? So for y'all who don't know, I work in retail. I'm not gonna say the store, whatever. I'm not even gonna say the state I live in. I mean, y'all might I actually think y'all do know the state I live in. I'm not too sure, but I think I might put that on my bio, but whatever. I'm not gonna say a specific city or whatever, cause privacy and shit. Anyways, so these are some stories that I've had that happened to me. Like these are some stuff that's happened to me in the retail. Like this one time I walk out, right? I walk out, like get out of work, right? To leave work. Right before I leave, like I see some dude like I see like a bunch of cop cars or something like that, and like some dude like sitting there just like I'm pretty sure bro was tweaking out, like cause I don't know what the fuck was going on, but like all I knew is that there was a dude getting pulled over. Cause there was a car. I'm assuming the car next to him was his, but whatever. There was a dude getting pulled over. He like looked like he was completely like not well up here. Like he looked like he was on some. Like he looked like he was on some. That's all I can say. And I saw a bunch of cop cars. All right, like they just pulled him over and stuff. And let's just say this: he went completely berserk and like started screaming at them. I ran inside, like I was too scared to even leave. Um, and like basically he was just sitting there like tweaking stuff, yelling. He tried like we literally had to shut down the whole restaurant, not restaurant, store and stuff. If I can say, I had food on my mind. I don't know why, but oopsies. Anyways, yeah. So he sat there like for about a good like 10 minutes, so that just screaming and hollering and going absolute berserk. Like I said, we had to lock down the whole store. We had like completely like we had to literally shelter in place. Basically, it was basically school all over again and all that bullshit. But it mm, it was interesting. It was definitely interesting. Just like the one time I just like, and I've had quite a few crackhead stories where I've seen some crackheads at the store, right? I know there's one dude. There's this one dude that usually comes to my store. I don't know if he still lives here or not, or what happened to him. But he would come here. He would come to my store off and on, and like there was a whole like extended period of like probably about 6 months that I worked there, where he would just come there every week, like once a week, buy stuff and leave. Now the defining feature. Now people will sit there and be like, "Well, what's up with them?" Like y'all guys say, be like, "What's up with them?" He had no shoes on. He looked homeless. Now I'm not gonna say oh yeah he like I'm not gonna dog on the homeless because I'm not someone who really is bad about homeless, right? But he looked like a bum walking into a store, right? Like, and I don't know where the hell he get the money from. He's getting the money from because for some reason, week in week out, like I knew exactly what time he was coming in too. Like it was to the point where I made a schedule of where like mental, like not physically, but mental schedule when he came in, when he would come in, stuff like what time he come in because it was always the same time. It was always mid shift, right after I get off break, Mondays and Thursdays, either a Monday or Thursday, sometimes both. But it was always when I was on shift. Every time he was on shift, he was always there around six to 6:30, and it was always when I was on shift, right? Like every time I was on shift. Now, I'm not sure if he went there every day or whatnot, but he would always come up there week in week out, you know, looking weird, right? Just looking like a homeless dude, like looking like he didn't even have a home. Like I'm not like I said, I'm not talking shit about him or anything, but he just didn't look like he had a home or anything, and he just flat out like walked in, bought a bunch of shit, and left. Now I'm like, hold up, does bro just not believe in shoes, or is he actually homeless and just getting a lot of sympathy or some shit, like somehow getting a lot of sympathy? Well, come to find out, come to find out he's kind of weird. Now the reason why I say that is because it's not I'm not gonna sit there and say, oh yeah, he got like Obviously, he hadn't got arrested or anything. Because I mean, I just don't know what happened to him. But I'm not gonna say oh yeah he got arrested or whatever because he didn't. He didn't get arrested as far as I know. But basically, come to find out, he was pretty weird and actually made one of my coworkers uncomfortable. Every time he'd come there, my coworker, because one of my coworkers who I'm not gonna name names, I'm not gonna say anything, but she would always sit there and like all the time, every time we come there, she would always walk up to my one of my other coworkers and be like, "Yo, the weird dude's back. The weird dude's back." And I was like, "Hello, why the hell she always call him the weird dude?" So I asked my other coworker about it. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's just like she feels uncomfortable around him. He doesn't even know why." Come to find out, she doesn't like him. Like I don't want to say all that, but she doesn't like him apparently. But you know, to each their own, I guess. But she's generally felt uncomfortable around him. So I was thinking like, oh shit, like is there something like he did or what? Like no, apparently he just sat there and was just weird. He's just exclusively weird. He's just very weird, and it made her uncomfortable and stuff and all that. But that's the weirdest shit I've seen at that work. I've seen some pretty gnarly stuff go on. Like literally the other day, Wednesday, I was walking through the aisles, right, doing like my typical shelf duties, not stocking, fronting and stuff. That's the term we use at that store, but I was sitting there fronting, right, just sitting there moving stuff up and stuff. I find a rotten tomato. Like I'm talking, that shit stunk to high heavens. It was like, it had a brown like stem. You know where the leaf, like the green part is, the top on the top, like it's like red on the main part of fruit, and then like you have the little stem area. Whatever, yeah, stem. I think it's what's called. I don't know the word. I'm not that very good at it. Stuff like that. Cause I'm not. I'm just very dumb. Okay, let's not be honest, guys. I'm a dumb fox on YouTube. So yeah, just do with that information as you will. Anyways, I find this right, just randomly placed. I don't know, right? Just I don't know why it's placed there. I don't know who placed it there or why they placed it there. But for some reason it's placed there, right? I have to go throw it away, and now I'm like, I'm over here, it's like, who the fuck put this shit there? So I just don't question it further. I just sit there and say, I'm gonna go throw it away and stuff. Yeah, it's a weird store. That's all I can say. It's a very weird store to work at. And people are gonna be like, well, that just sounds like very mundane stuff. Yeah, but the amount of times it happens per week for me is more than I've seen in any other store. I don't think I've ever seen a single store that have like I've only worked at that one store, but I've been to art stores quite often. I've never heard or seen any of that weird shit. Not only that, but also a lot of people that work at that store, a lot of people that work there are a lot older than me. Like they're like you'd expect a retail store to be like somewhere like most of the people they're not kids, but most people there work there to be around my age, which is around 16, 24, 25 ish. Try at that store. I'm the youngest dude that works on the shelves. I'm the youngest dude. I am the youngest dude, and also the I'm literally the only one of the only kids. I'm one of the only actual like young people that actually work there. Now you're gonna be like, what store do you work at? It's clearly not like not Walmart or something like that. Let's just say I work at a very conservative store that can't keep no one there. They can't keep no one under the age of 30 there. Not talking crap about them. I don't think they're a bad store. They're a good store to start at. You just shouldn't be there that long. You just shouldn't be there that long because they don't pay enough. They don't do a lot of stuff there, right? I'm not talking crap or anything, but they just don't. They just genuinely aren't that good of a job to keep long term, right? Well, there's like there's a bunch of problems. I'm not gonna get into them, but um, one last story before I go. There's this one time. I don't know who the hell did this. I don't know where they came from and whatnot. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but for some reason there was and this is something that happened for a while in my town for like a good few months, where people would just sit there and bring like random like little statues, like not statues, little like toys. Like, you know what Teammates are, those like 1 inch toys or whatever. I actually have a collection back there, but I'm not gonna get them up and show you because I'm kind of lazy sometimes. I mean, we're all lazy, but still. Anyways, nonetheless, they're like little like Teammate sized toys of like Jesus Christ doing like a T not T pose doing like the like waving his hand or whatever at you, like this, like it was kind of like this, just looking at you like this, like obviously it's a toy, but still it's like a little like Teammate collectible toy. And I just kept, for some reason, finding them everywhere. Now, I don't know who started this trend. I don't know where the hell these came from or whatnot. All I know is that it started at my. All I know is not started, but the first time I saw them was at my old church that I don't like to go to for reasons I'm not going to specify. Because I'm not exactly like. And now I know people. Now I know people are going to sit there and be like, well, um, Rocket. I'm just gonna call myself Rocket now. I'm sorry, Camo, whatever you want to call me, Rocket. Why would you sit there and like? Why would you sit? Why would you like sit there and say not like? Why would you sit there and say you went to church or whatever? Like, aren't you a furry and stuff? Wouldn't they not accept you? Um, I did go to church despite being a furry and stuff like that. But I don't go to church there anymore for reasons that are not because I'm a furry. Like, they were actually pretty accepting of me over there at the time, but I just I just didn't feel like I was fitting there. I didn't feel like I felt like my time had come for me there, and like I do believe in God. I still believe in God, but nonetheless, I'm getting too much on details. Autism is starting to come up and stem a lot of bullshit and all that BS. Anyway, so I find all these Jesus Christ little teammate size toys, whatever, right? Little collectibles, like they're called collectibles, I guess. I don't know what the term is, but collectibles, like little Jesus Christ collectibles and stuff like that. I keep finding them, I would always just sit there and bring them up to the thing. I found like 10 of them that day, and I was like, who the hell put these here? No one freaking knows. I keep finding them. No one knows. No one knows. Eventually, I found the culprit. It was someone that went to my old church. Like I said, I'm not too sure. I'm not sure she was the one that started it and whatnot, but she had like she was. I saw her putting them down, so I was like, oh yeah, that's her. So I asked her like, why you keep putting them down? She was like, oh yeah, because I'm trying to spread awareness for Jesus Christ. I'm like, why would sitting there like putting down like a bunch of toys, bunch of collectibles of Jesus Christ spread like the love of Jesus Christ or whatever? Like I don't understand. Like this is why I don't understand about Christians. Like a lot of Christians. Like I do consider myself like I do consider myself a believer of God, like a believer of God, stuff like that. Like I'm not gonna get religion or whatever, but I do consider myself a believer in God. I do believe in like the Most High, stuff like that, right? Like I do believe in all that. I just don't believe he has a specific. I just don't believe God has a specific book for specific like specific religion. I just don't believe God has a book for religion. I just don't think God has that. I think God is God and just wants you to live your best life, right? That's how I feel. Well, um, I don't like this. Something I don't understand about Christians is that they do the most random shit trying to spread the love of Jesus Christ, yet they don't want to like actually show like why Jesus is good. They don't ever truly show why he is good or stuff. And it's like that's something I've realized that they'll always sit there and do the most random love bombing in a way, I guess you could say. I guess love bombing, whatever. I do agree with the message of love, but at the same time they spread so much like just weird vibes. They just gave me like weird vibes, I guess you could say. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like they gave me like stuff. They give me vibes that like they don't truly care, but yet they're trying to like sit there and like claim they care at the same time, claim they care about you and stuff. Even though they're in the same breath, they'll cast you for being gay, they'll cast you for this, that, and third, and all that other bullshit, right? Here's the thing I don't understand. Who in the hell is gonna believe like, oh yeah, I should follow Jesus Christ from a fucking collectible? I don't understand. I don't understand why they would think that and stuff. And but yeah, that is probably just, I'm not sure if they're entertaining or not. Just my first ever story time. I don't really have an interesting life. If I'm being honest, just I just don't have that interesting of a life. Honestly, I live a very mundane life. I don't. It's not like I go anywhere really. Um, yeah. Hope y'all like the video. I hope like give me some feedback on what I should do more of, because I'm kind of trying to actually get back into YouTube more. If y'all understand that, I'm trying to get more back into YouTube and stuff. So I'm trying to. So I'm just give me feedback if y'all can. If y'all want to, just give me feedback. If I should do more short style videos, if I should do more long form, if I should do this, that, and a third, or something like that. I don't care what y'all want me to do. I'll do it. Like short form, long form, bunch of posts, all that good jazz and stuff. Like um tomorrow I will not film, so I will not be here tomorrow. So I think I'll be able to do it Sunday. I think I'll be doing I'm thinking about doing. I think I'll be able to do a video Sunday if I don't have anything planned that day. But other than that, this has been Rocket the Fox, Rocket the Red Fox. Subscribe to my channel, Camo Wolf the Soccer, which is my art persona. This is my first persona, I guess you could say, Rocket the Red Fox. My art persona, which is the one I usually draw in art, is Camo. Just to get y'all just to get that said done. And this has been um Art the Red Rocket the Red Fox. And goodbye.